this is one from one of my favourite blues artists, B.B. King. It's not just that he's an amazing musician, but he's someone who is subtle and humble in his musicality. And he just allows the music to flow through him. It's not about him, it's about the music.
Thank you so much.
Yeah! He just sings with his guitar. Okay, before we get into more guitar solo, initially what I feel like as he sings, when you hear him, he sings like he plays. It is subtle, it's nuanced, it's beautiful, and it's all about the music, it's not about him. I think that so many of us musicians can get like this throughout time, feel like I've made this great music, so therefore I'm great. And it's not that you're not great, but everyone is as great as each other. I'm such I guess spiritual about it almost, in that I feel like great music just flows through you. It comes from nature, which it comes from us. It comes from something beyond us. And I think that we can't take too much credit for it, yet we also get in our way a lot. It's not that we can't create great music. I think all of us have that ability, but it's having that connection to the source. Oh, it sounds so hippie-ish, but it's so true, and for me anyway. And I think that he just lets it flow from whatever you believe that thing is through him and out to us, and that communication, he's just like a vessel. It sounds so religious, and I'm not religious at all, but it really feels like that to me. And that is what's beautiful about it. You don't have these moments. I mean, there are really fancy moments in it, but it's not there to show off. It just aids the feeling, the emotion. It comes from that. I don't know if that speaks to you. I'd see all those people around him and this busyness and his cameras, and he's just standing there, and you see in his face, it's like almost a meditation. It's like it's just moving through him, and he's not distracted by all the things. It's so hard. Like, everyone, I mean, I get distracted. If I had all that around me, I'd be like, oh God, I'm worrying about myself. There's two sides of it. We either think like, I am awesome, and then you're not connecting with the audience in the way, or you're going, oh my goodness, what if everyone's looking at me? What if I play something wrong? And none of those things matter. It's easy for me to say that sitting here on my chair, but when I'm doing it, it's a different story. But those moments, I felt the moments where I've just allowed, and I have to say there's probably less moments of me doing it than not doing it, but it just feels amazing, and the result is always better than I hoped for. Okay, I'm on a weird tangent today. I'm not doing vocal coach. Well, I mean, it is coaching. It's talking about art, but I just had a thought that I think it's no wonder that lots of the great music comes from a background in church, whether it's gospel or whether it is like choral music or whatever background. When it comes from that religious place, it's people who are willing to let go towards a greater force, something bigger than themselves, and allow that to be channeled through them. Now, the thing that we believe is that thing is all different, but maybe it's all the same, really, when it comes down to it. That's what I believe about religion anyway. It's all the same thing, but we all have different perspectives. If you're willing to let that channel through you, then that is when great art is made. And yeah, I think that often religious people are more willing to let creativity, let your muse come through. He's constructed this culture of people around him as well. That's important too. I think you can also see, as I said there, that he's constructed this culture of people who feel the same way, the way that they're playing there. They're not playing anything difficult, but they're playing with soul, they're playing with slides, everyone's really together, and it's become this unit who are kind of creating this thing together. He's looking at them, they're all now working as a team. The culture of who you create around you is also really important for music making, and it's really easy, I know this, I kind of like it as well, to sit alone in our bedrooms these days and create. But if you can jive with someone else, if you can gel with someone else and get those two perspectives, and then find a way to work harmoniously together to create something that just feels great, then you're onto a winner, onto a real winner.
Been downhearted, baby. Ever since the day we met, I said I've been downhearted.
He's restringing while singing like that. Okay, this proves a point. Sometimes we feel like we have to stand there and we have to get everything right and we have to have all these perfect techniques and stuff. And I was talking to someone today about it. She was singing this low note, and what I would normally say is, oh, make sure you open your mouth enough, but she closed her mouth a little bit. It created the sound and it allowed her to relax more, and the sound just was really beautiful. And I was like, it sounds beautiful, it feels good, and it's healthy. Does it matter that it's not the correct technique? No. If you are just singing and you're able to do other things and it can just flow through you and you can still feel it while doing many other things, like, you know, when you're washing the dishes or you're having a shower and you just sing really well, he's kind of there. Like, that's where he is in his physicality, in his nervous system. It's just that allowing, it's not worrying. And then therefore he can string his guitar and he can still sing with soul. I think you can tell a lot about people from their voice, and your voice may be very different than his probably is. That doesn't matter either. your version of your soul, of your fluidity, of your flow is going to be unique and wonderful, and is really going to express who you are. It's going to express everything you believe, everything you've been through, all the stories that you've told yourself, and it's going to be wonderful.
Ever since the day we met, you know our love is nothing but the blues, baby.
He makes me not want to care about technique.
Can you get? You evil when I'm with you, baby. And you are jealous when we're apart. So you evil. So evil when I'm with you, baby. And you are jealous when we're apart. How blue can you get, baby?
Awesome. And boy, don't you know that he is feeling it in his heart. He's being like, it's right there. I'm doing my other things, but I'm still feeling all these moments. And it's interesting because you want to be feeling it without your voice being obstructed by it. Often the emotions are the things that obstruct us, that make our voice wobble, that make our voice, because that's what happens when we're in emotional states. And I think that this is what I'm trying to get at. That's the difference. When we're worried about ourselves, that's when our body starts to react. When we're thinking of the story that we're conveying, the communication that we're conveying, and feeling that and letting it come through in our communication in an uninhibited way, then often we avoid the hiccups, the breaks, the cracks, unless or they come through in a way that works. Often that's the case, and you'll be like, wow, that crack was a glorious clack, glorious crack, and it works really well.
I gave you a brand new Ford, but you said, I want a Cadillac. I bought you a $10 dinner, and you said, thanks for the snack. I'll let you live in my penthouse. You said it was just a shack. I gave you 7 children, and now you want to give them back. I've been down.
Yeah! Oh, this guy's a genius. Oh, it flows. The master of flow. Woo! Oh, I'd have loved to have seen him live. What a master. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.